Hello, hello, and welcome back as we continue our cavalcade of boredom with Operation Bleeding Gaze in Perfidious Pete Plays XCOM The Long War. When last we left our team, it was pretty much more of the same as military Superman Sean No Angel Penn and his team of, heroes, I guess, were half-heartedly plotting their way through the wreckage of yet another large UFO on a harvesting mission. Now, we did attack this mission, and so far things have been going pretty well. Not that we really had any reason to come on it at all, since our troopers who need Psi XP are all down with a case of fatigue. And by fatigue, of course, I mean they're pretty much 100% all nursing hangovers. But the crippling alcoholism of our Chief A-team aside, this really is a mission that's completely without purpose, since no one on this team can really gain anything from this mission that's going to substantially increase our likelihood of surviving our temple ship encounter. If anything, the odds that someone on this team winds up either critically injured or killed actually decreases our chances of the temple ship victory. It honestly does. The only real potential benefit for this mission is that it keeps the council happy, I guess. Which, at this point, I have to say, Optimus Prime's happiness is lower on my list of priorities than cleaning the leaves out of the gutters at XCOM HQ. And to emphasize just how low the gutters are on my priority list, I have about 350 scientists and engineers back at HQ, any one of whom could be assigned mucking out the gutters duty, and I just let them sit around with their thumbs up their asses. So, that's pretty low on the old list there. But I digress. I suppose since we're here, we're committed to this raid, unless we just want to abort, which seems foolish at this point. So let's get back to work and let old Sean Penn sort of do his thing. Well, I mean, one of his things. Making exceedingly mediocre movies is probably his actual thing. But, he's pretty handy at killing aliens too, so I suppose we could take a crack at it. Now, we did have a pod earlier when we were over here considering trying to fetch a meld canister that was in this vicinity, rather. We did have a pod of mutons that was sort of on radar. We're going to head in that direction and try and clean that pod up before we proceed down the old urethra here and try and pick up anything that's more of a challenge. We have mutons over in this area. If I recall correctly, we were getting muton sounds, so we're going to go ahead and advance at a pretty good clip. We've already cleared the old rectal area of the ship, as I like to call it, and as such, with a nice squeaky clean bunghole, we should have no resistance on our path to egress, which honestly is, that's exactly how you'd like your bunghole to work. You want no obstacles to egress, since egress is its major function. You want to make sure it's as unhindered as possible.
Moving to position.
Just going to do probably a lot of double moving and dashing here. Like I said, no resistance in this area. Resistance-free, a perfectly smooth poop chute, ready to deliver the goods. Nicki Minaj. Hey, speaking of smooth poop chutes, am I right? Oh, there's a dumper. Yeah. Miley, yeah, Cyrus, gonna take a little dash here. Oh, Miley, that's terrible pathing. Oh, what have you done, Miley? Do not pop a pod, Miley Cyrus. Oh, young lady, we're going to have a talk. You've been hanging out with a bad crowd lately, Miley, and I think they're maybe having some negative effects on your judgment, young lady. You've been making some very, very poor decisions recently, and, your mother and I are very worried about you. We just want you to be safe and healthy, Miley. So, let's schedule some time for us to sit down and have a little bit of a heart-to-heart. Meanwhile, Tiger Cougar Woods advances at a trot. That's the fastest Tiger's moved in 22 years. Okay, so there's another audio clue.
What was that sound?
I don't know, it didn't make a sound, which leads me to suspect it might be outsiders now, although we heard muton yelling. Well, there's the muton yelling. So the question then is that a delayed audio clue, or are there more than one pod out there? Are there more than one? That makes absolutely no sense. I know how to conjugate verbs. Woo! I can match them in both tense and number. No, I can't. I'm an idiot. Alright, well, let's try and set up a door kick here. My idiocy aside. The question is there more than one pod out there? And it could be. It could easily be more than one. We'll have to be a little bit cautious here. Okay, Stu, why don't you take a little dash there? And just as an advanced warning, Kristen Stewart, I would like you to take an opportunity to go through your outfit, as it were, your sort of outlay of gear. And what I would like you to do is make sure that if the situation arises where I ask you to throw a grenade at something, Kristen Stewart, that instead of pegging it in the side of the head with a battle scanner, you make sure that you throw an actual grenade at it, because, let's face it, you've done that more than a few times recently, very much so to our detriment in one case. You've almost got Vanilla Ice killed doing that. Not that Vanilla Ice would have been any great loss. That's true. I back you up on that, Kristen Stewart. I see where you're coming from, but still, we would prefer to have old VI Vanilla Ice alive if at all possible. And also, none of the guys on this mission are as expendable as Vanilla Ice, so don't get any of them killed. These troopers we need. There's, you know, a reasonable chance that at least one or two of these guys may be going on the Temple Ship raid. Particularly Nicki Minaj, and with strong possibility Sean Penn. So, check your gear, Kristen. Oh, you know what, Kristen? I think I preemptively made sure that could not happen, because if I recall correctly, I didn't even let you bring battle scanners on this mission. So, no Kristen Stewart Blue Plate Special this time. All you have is grenades, right? So this fills me with, well, bowel-loosening terror. The fact that we can see nothing is not good. Alright, Tiger Cougar Woods, we're going to need you to go take a look here, buddy. You're probably our most durable unit. Go take a peek and see what's out there. A bunch of bad guys. Alright, well that's entirely expected. Wow, they really went for it on the Overwatch there. Alright, this is not bad, actually. I'm thinking we can kill all of these guys in a single turn. So, Tiger Cougar Woods is going to do this. And by this, I mean he's going to throw a nice, big old proximity mine right in the middle of this wad of chumps. Blop. There that goes. You know, on these mines, I'm wondering if they're covered with, like, some kind of sticky resin that makes them stick to stuff, or if they're entirely magnetic. I'm just curious about how the physics of that whole situation work out.
That's affirmative.
I would like to get somebody up here who could maybe do some better firing, but Kristen Stewart is gonna completely bone us with this grenade because she is bad at her job. I hate you so much, Kristen Stewart. I really do. So rather than kill every single one of these guys, as we had hoped we might, what we're gonna do instead is injure a bunch of them and just really piss them off. Because Kristen Stewart throws like a girl. I mean, she is a girl, and there are a lot of girls, of course, who are quite talented when it comes to throwing objects. I know some softball pitchers, actually, who have fantastic velocity, much better than even myself or any other man I know, but still, throwing like a girl, it's a euphemism, a colloquialism, rather, and, well, there's a reason. A lot of girls don't know how to throw very well. A lot of guys don't know how to throw very well, either. I guess I could have said, you know, she throws like Justin Bieber, and that would have been just as appropriate, because goddamn Bieber fucking... He makes, you know, I would say he throws like a girl, but actually it's an overestimation of Justin Bieber's abilities. He doesn't even throw that well. That was a monstrously Titanic critical from Drake. Holy crap. I think that first shot there may have cracked the world, Drake. I have no idea how this guy is still on his feet, frankly. He is some kind of monumental engine of destruction. To stay on his feet after that kind of shot, that's pretty impressive. Is there any kind of cover over here? Sort of. You know, this actually is probably good enough cover for Miley Cyrus, now that I think about it. We're going to have her hop over here. She's got 2 shots. If the first one, for some reason, doesn't kill our little muton friend, which I don't anticipate happening. I'm pretty sure he's down. Good night, sir. That's 1 for Miley, then, and Miley can go ahead and get another one for us here. Nice, easy shot. Miley goes 2 for 2. She's having a good day at the park. Are we going to be able to get anybody else up to sort of help out, is the real question. I mean, we only really have 1 firing position. Jaden Smith would be very good in that capacity. He really would. I don't think Jaden can get there. Neither can Sean Penn. So Chris Brown is, well, Brown is the only game in town, so we're going to have to take it. We also have some Overwatch. Are you fucking shitting me? Chris Brown can't see those guys? How does that work? Alright, Brown, get your ass on Overwatch. Nikki?
Headed there now.
If you can see something from here, you know, if you see something, shoot something. Doesn't look like that's going to happen, so go ahead and get on Overwatch. We need Jaden Smith up here now to sort of cover some of our troopers that we've got in less than desirable positions with his distortion field, so they have some sort of defense. We're going to put Jaden on Overwatch. And I think we're going to have Sean Penn just take cover behind old Chris Brown there. If Chris Brown's in front of you, you get down. So, you know, the bullet hits Chris Brown because he's way more expendable than Sean Penn. They don't appear to be falling back. Why am I hearing roaring muton noises? I don't see any mutons. We killed them. If there's a muton on the roof, I'm going to be... Ooh, that's ouch. Alright, let's buckle up, Drake. You can handle it. Come on, you're a tough guy. You got this. Chris Brown's got this shit. Yeah, there we go, Chrissy. Nice shot, buddy. You know, I called him Chrissy, which is something of a disservice, because, let's face it, Chris Brown, nowhere near as talented as Suzanne Summers, who was originally Chrissy on Three's Company, and I think we'll all agree Suzanne Summers is definitely the greater talent. That was not a great shot, Drake. Oh, that was Tiger Woods. Never mind. Sorry. Well, it was still not a great shot, Tiger, but you've got double tap, so thanks for making up for your mistake. You know what we'll do, Tiger? We'll just assume that that first shot of yours was sort of like a range-finding shot. That was you just trying to sort of sight in the weapon, making sure you had the range right. And then, of course, once you had everything sight picture good, distance and range all solid and locked in, then you brought in the kill shot.
Heading there now.
First one was just practice. Getting the windage right. Just, adjusting your firing line. Or you're just a terrible shot and you missed twice and, you missed the first time and then just got lucky. That's also equally likely. So, Crater?
Got it.
Man, we got Nicki Minaj running around like a chicken with her head chopped off here, and she's not doing a whole lot of anything. She's just sort of running back and forth. Got Nicki working laps. Do we want to advance up out this way? I suppose we could. I don't really necessarily relish that thought, especially when one of our troopers who's doing it is the somewhat reasonably injured Drake. I wouldn't mind getting Drake somewhere where we could get Chris Brown to throw a little heal at him. Now, arguably we could just go do that now, because it's not like Chris Brown has an abundance of other tasks that are clamoring for his attention. He's got the repair servos. Drake will be fine. Drake can take care of himself. He started on the bottom, now he's here, damn it. We know Drake can take care of himself. He started on the bottom, now he's here. That's how you know he can take care of himself. Otherwise, he'd still be at the bottom. How come we cannot... Oh, it's a dash. I was going to say, why... this is... I would prefer to not do that, if at all possible, with Sean Penn. We're going to scout forward in that direction. Let's do it with Drake, actually.
On my way.
Drake's, of course, vastly more durable than Sean Penn, and he's got the foot speed. If this move causes trouble, Drake could probably extricate himself from that situation without breaking too much of a sweat.
Affirmative, Commander.
I mean, that's just how fucking cool Drake is. The man never sweats. He's like a hog, actually, in that he doesn't have sweat glands. He literally cannot sweat it, because he doesn't have sweat glands.
10-4.
He often has to, get a patch of mud wet and roll around in the mud, and then let the mud that's caked on his skin evaporating off cool his body temperature. Again, much like a hog, that's how they do it. But still, the man cannot sweat. He does not know what it means to sweat, because he can't make you sweat.
Commander.
Also, it made him completely immune to the CNC Music Factory song, of course. They were going to make you sweat till you bleed.
Stepping off.
He never understood those lyrics because they couldn't make him sweat. I'm saying the word sweat a lot.
Moving out.
I'm going to stop. Let's just have Chris Brown reload. Hey, Stu, why don't you get up in case we need a grenade? You towards the front of the thick of the fight. Tiger Cougar Woods, you're going to have to play a little catch-up here, buddy.
En route to target.
Grab your caddy and have him throw those weapons in the old golf bag for you. You gotta get caught up. Getting left behind. Gonna be in the last pairing of the day.
On my way.
I kid Tiger Woods. He's not gonna be in the last pairing of the day. The final pairing is for the people who are in the lead. That's not Tiger Woods anymore.
Roger that. Scanning.
I kid Tiger Woods, though. You had a great career, Tiger. You had a great career. It's just, you should realize that it's over now. Maybe. I'd say you go back to pimping Cadillacs, but I don't think Cadillac would keep that sponsorship anymore. Hey! Are you that one of those... This little sneaky bastard... This little bastard is one of the guys who was in that initial pod. He was in the first pod we spawned. He thought we forgot about him, and he was right. I completely fucking forgot about him.
Moving.
That's okay. Let's have Miley Cyrus draw his Overwatch out with her lightning reflexes. Pew pew! Yeah, there's some... wild shooting from Mr. Sectoid there. And Miley, you still have a shot, right? Yeah, just not a particularly good one. Do we have anybody who can do a little better than that, maybe? Nikki? Perhaps? Drake could probably just walk up and shoot him in the head. Yeah, in fact, Drake could just straight up walk up and shoot him in the head. Or he could hit him with the flamethrower, because that'd do the job, too. It seems like a complete waste of flamethrower one Sectoid, though. 58%, we'll take it. Drake should have another follow-up shot if this misses, so... Which is a good thing, because that shot completely missed. So I guess we'll try again. Yeah, you should realign them, Drake, because they're way off. There you go. Alright, so Drake wasn't kidding when he said he was realigning his optics. He was legitimately realigning them. Clearly, the shot that he took from those floaters has Caused some kind of minor damage to his targeting systems, but it's since been repaired, so everything's good. Okay, Stu, we're going to have you leapfrog around here. Unless you spawn something on the way, this should be an entirely safe move. Jaden, we would like to get you up to the front of things again, buddy. You are a lightning reflexes trooper for us. Again, also distortion field and some panic abilities, so you're a very good sort of shock trooper for us.
I'm on my way.
Jaden Smith is Shock Trooper, coming spring 2016. The enemy will never know what hit them. Jaden Smith, Shock Trooper. Can we get a heal on Sean Penn there? I know he's only down 2 health, which seems like a pretty trivial thing to patch up, but this is Sean Military Superman Penn. We can't really afford to have him even down a single health. We want to make sure that even if he suffers a critical, there's no way he's going to get killed.
Rolling out.
We know that's a safe move. Sean Penn, we're going to have you go at a pretty good clip as well. These moves are all safe. It's verified safe by Jaden Smith. Jaden Shock Trooper Smith. They thought it was safe until Jaden Shock Trooper Smith showed up. This spring, Jaden Smith is Shock Trooper. I'm getting kind of like a Kurt Russell in Soldier sort of vibe, except with, with Jaden Smith. Basically, it's a shot-for-shot ripoff of Soldier, except for the fact that instead of Kurt Russell, it's Jaden Smith.
Overwatch confirmed.
And I say that, in facetiousness, but now that I think about it, I might actually watch that. Then again, I like bad movies, and I purposely expose myself to a lot of them.
Heading to that location.
Seen every Transformers film, some of them more than once. I watched After Earth. I watched After Earth with Jaden Smith on purpose.
I feel, Commander.
Yeah, I know. I don't like myself. You're saying, why would you do that to yourself? And I don't have a good reason. I really don't. I really don't have a good reason. I don't know why I do such things to myself. I just self-destructive impulse, I guess. I don't know. Aubrey Drake Graham, get a tool over here. We're just going to have Drake reload. We'd like to make sure Drake's got all of his ammunition available when the shit decides to finally hit the air circulation device.
Roger that.
Overwatch there. Nikki, I really would like you to be a little bit further forward. Let's gamble a bit and have Nikki in no cover for a turn. Just to follow that up, what we'll have to do is make sure we don't have anyone else do anything monumentally stupid that spawns a pod.
On the move.
Miley Cyrus. That was intended for you, Miley.
Moving to Overwatch.
Like I said, your decision-making of late has not necessarily been fantastic, and your mother and I are still a little worried about you.
On Overwatch.
Oh, man, this ship sustained some very serious damage here. So we've still got mutons on the scene. We killed 1 sectoid. We've downed 4 full pods, so we should be running about... probably between either 2 large or maybe 3 very small pods left. My guess is probably we have 2 pods left. The command pod, and then there should be 1 more pod somewhere. I'm going to guess one of them is over here, mostly because there's always a pod over in that area. So let's have Jaden Smith... Let's go a little crazy here. We're going to send Jaden further forward than I normally would. Alright, that worked out. So let's take Jaden to here then. Good. Okay, excellent. So we know where our delimiter is. Nobody goes forward of Jaden Smith. Jaden Smith is the, he's the line in the sand. You do not cross Jaden Shock Trooper Smith. This spring, Jaden Smith draws a line in the sand. And woe betide anyone who has the temerity to cross that line. Jaden Smith is Shock Trooper.
On my way.
What he does will shock and surprise you.
Overwatch.
Because he's a Shock Trooper. See how that works?
Moving.
Anyway. Alright, that's enough Shock Trooper shit.
Roger.
Still, I would totally see that movie. K-Stu, we would like you sort of close to the action, but with your bombard ability now, we don't necessarily need you right up in it.
Overwatch.
Also, having you around for maybe an emergency run-in panic
Hauling ass.
could be potentially useful for us as well. So let's be
Headed there
a
now.
little careful here. Our first move on the next turn is going to be absolutely probably we'll do something. No, we're going to have Jaden Smith pitch a battle scanner for us. We would have Chris Brown do it, but as you can see, Chris Brown nowhere near the actual fighting. Which is an oddity for Chris Brown, because usually if any kind of fisticuffs breaks out, Chris Brown is, on the fucking delivery end of that shit. Chris Brown will punch you right in the fucking face, that's what I'm saying. With literally no provocation. A lot of times the first time he meets someone, it's just how he sort of introduces himself. He's like, "Hi, I'm Chris Brown," and then bam, right in his snot locker.
Sweeping.
He holds to the To the Matrix. Oh, this is not good. What have we got? Are those 4 Muton elites? They're in a weird position, but I hear drones, too. Oh, wow, we've got 2 pods sort of stacked on top of each other. I don't like this at all. Is there any way we could engage this pod without also triggering that pod? I would prefer to not fight 5 Muton elites and then also what could be another ridiculously powerful mechtoid at the same time. Tiger Cougar Woods, I don't suppose you could bombard a proximity mine that far, could you? I think the odds are pretty low. They're actually not that low. Alright, let's try a little line of sight shenanigans here. We're gonna bring Tiger Cougar Woods to here.
Enemy target in range.
Oh, crap. Alright, well, come closer then, enemies. Come to
They're
Butthead.
repositioning on us.
Yeah, that didn't necessarily work out how I was hoping it would work out. Alright, well, we can't go around this corner, because that's a problem. We'll get unfortunate add-ins that we would prefer to avoid. So, Nikki Crater Minaj, 286% shots. I don't think Nikki is going to do any better. We're just going to take this and see if we can kill the drone. Alright, so Nikki not screwing around. First shot, and then, of course, the obligatory celebratory after shot. What can you see, Miley? You have a 1% chance to hit a drone that's very, very far away. You should probably not take that shot. Chris Brown, you got to get some cover, buddy.
Okay.
So do that. This is where we may need Case to with an emergency panic on that mechtoid. That's full cover, right? Yes, it is, and should be safe to approach, and far enough away that we can avoid popping those elites. I don't really want to get any closer than that, however. That's probably going to be the delimiter for us. I don't really like Tiger Woods where he's at. If we could get him inside that distortion field, that would be, I mean, that would be something. Not something as in, like, some kind of magnificent accomplishment. I mean, it would be something as in potentially
I'm on the move.
have a small benefit to the team. It would be partly useful. Alright, that's okay. That move turned out pretty good. 233s or 148. Those are almost exactly the same, actually. Actually, 233s is very slightly better, but I'm going to take 148% just in the interest of conserving ammo. And that worked out nicely since Drake got the hit for us.
Enemy destroyed.
Chris Brown, you just get your ass on Overwatch. Yeah, you got to find some cover here. You can't path that way. Yeah, that's going to activate those guys. We can't have you do that. What about here? This should not pop the elites. We're not going to leave Yeah there. Actually, we could leave Yeah there. Just put her on Overwatch. No, that's too risky. Let's not take any chances with Miley Yeah Cyrus. Her lightning reflexes are going to make this mechtoid waste his Overwatch. There they go. Off into the distance. And that's got Miley in a position of safety. And then I think Tiger, let's just put him on Overwatch. Sean Penn is sort of our wild card here. Let's take Sean to there. With the half cover, now that's not necessarily ideal, but he does have the distortion field from Jaden Smith. Should be more than enough to keep him safe. We fully expected the Psy Shield to become active. What are these guys going to do? That's the main question. Right, they're not active, they're just moving. So we still have to be very careful to not spawn that pod. Tiger Woods going to take a shot here. LT Gray. He's warming up the shield for us. And by that I mean he did 2 damage. He might literally have increased its temperature, what with the kinetic energy bleed off of the bullet. Okay. Little salty about that hit, I have to admit. Mind Fray?
System malfunction.
Panic. Drake has panicked. That is terrible. Please do not go that way, Drake. If you're gonna run, thank you. Run the right way. Alright then. Granted, the panic is ridiculous and awful, and we hate you forever, Drake, because you're a worthless piece of shit. But on the plus side, you didn't completely screw us by panicking and running yourself into 5 Muton elites, so I gotta give you credit where credit's due. You made a mistake, but at least you made a tiny mistake, not a huge mistake. And speaking of panic, we're not gonna dick around. We're gonna beat the aliens at their own game here. Yeah, enjoy that, Mr. Mechtoid. You can have a little panic of your own, friend. Have fun with that. So, 2 can play at the panic game. It's a lot like the crying game, except with less dick involved. Yeah, Sean Penn, go ahead and take some shots for us here. Not surprising that that missed, really. Let's go ahead and try a rapid fire then and see if maybe you can do a little better with 2 more. There we go. Alright, so Sean Penn, you know, you give him long enough, he delivers eventually. It could actually be the motto for Sean Penn's career. Give him enough time, he will deliver eventually. Krista Surgeon Brown here is going to come patch up LT Gray. Well, maybe next turn he's going to patch up LT Gray. This turn he's going to smile and try and look pretty.
I'm on the move.
Nikki, you're going to be on Overwatch for us. That's fine. Yeah. I would love to have you charge in their guns blazing, dear. Come in at them like a wrecking ball, but it's simply not in the cards. We're going to have you take you a very small... maybe it isn't. No, it's not in the cards. Actually, you know what, Miley? I don't want you panicked or mind-frayed, so we're just going to put you back in your hole. Jaden Smith is not in a good spot to really help us out at all. Yeah, we can't really get much out of Jaden here. I think we just put Jaden on Overwatch. LT Gray, please tell me that you can launch a oh, that's perfect, LT Gray. You know what actually is better than that? If you could do the same thing with just a regular grenade. That is the thing of beauty, LT Gray. If you kill that sectoid, you're gonna be my new hero. You're the wind beneath my fucking wings, Tiger. You really are. I got a feeling these mutons are not gonna allow us to continue to play these games. These mind games. Or they're popped now. They're actually activated. I don't think anyone can see. See, they should not be activated, but they're behaving as though they are. We're gonna have to be real careful here. The smart move in this situation actually would be to fall back. Smart move is to fall back, set up an Overwatch trap, and make whatever's coming to us come to us. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. For once, I'm going to do the smart thing. Rather than stay forward and gamble and take some stupid risks, we're just going to do the right thing. We're going to patch up LT Gray.
Easy now, soldier.
Get him all healed up. We're going to just sort of hunker down, bunker in, get everybody some solid cover. Once everybody's in a good position with reasonable... Oh, that's going to pop a pod. Yeah, we can't do that. Overwatch for Case, dude. You as well, Jaden. Tiger, Overwatch. If those elites want to come to us, let them come to us. We're going to make them come around the corner into a blistering hail of Overwatch gunfire. When I say blistering hail of Overwatch gunfire, I mean we're going to maybe shoot at them twice and everybody misses. Okay. That's more the hail of gunfire I was sort of hoping for and expecting. Although I can't help but notice that that guy is still alive. He's not going to be alive in a second, because we're going to completely eradicate him. But, actually, I think LT Gray is going to... Yeah, just go ahead and punch his lights there, Tiger. There you go. Nicely done. And yes, we could potentially have picked up a capture there. It would not have been out of the question for us to have netted a capture.
Reloaded.
But I really don't think it's worth the risk when we still know that there are 4 of those guys lingering about the map. We don't want to take any sort of chances. Drake, we're going to have you fall back and over where you can just possibly also contribute some Overwatch shots.
Confirmed.
And we're going to do probably exactly the same thing we did last turn, once again this turn, with the exception of having Chris Brown. Oh, that's... Yeah, that's not good. Never mind. Chris Brown, realizing that discretion is the better part of valor, of course, is going to come out, take a peek, and then immediately decide that that peek is not worth fucking taking. What can you see? Those guys are still back there, huh? I really wish you had better than a 1% chance to hit that guy, Miley Cyrus. I really do. But, well, it's not to be. Kristen, Overwatch for you. Jaden, Overwatch is fine. Let's see if they'll send... Yep, and the enemies are just going to keep sending them in at us one at a time, and we're perfectly comfortable with that. If they want to come at us one man at a time, we're just going to let them run into our buzzsaw. Here you go. The buzzsaw is right here. It's running. You guys want to keep shoving your faces on it, we'll keep letting you. Then again, maybe it's less of a buzzsaw and more of like a jigsaw. Okay, it's a fucking router.
Missed the target.
Or maybe a power drill. It's a power drill. It's no kind of actual threat. It's actually probably just sandpaper. Good God, guys, come on. None of you even got fucking close.
Shot failed to connect.
That's just sad. I don't know what the hell that was. So our mechtoid friend is looking to flank Miley Cyrus, I think. We're gonna have to do something with Miley. We gotta do something about Miley. There's something about Miley. That's okay, though, because Miley, highly mobile, also has lightning reflexes, which is good, because she's gonna need it right here.
Taking fire over here.
We noticed, Miley, you didn't taking just a little bit of fire, either. You were taking quite a bit of it. But you're gonna have an absolute guaranteed blast to this gentleman's face. Bada boom. That's a dead Muton Elite. And then I think, Miley, we're probably going to have you just sort of get the hell out of Dodge. Where is that mechtoid? I don't... We need Miley to fall back, but we need her to fall back to somewhere relatively safe. You know what? Yeah. We're going to have Miley run all the way back here behind Sean Penn. And then what are we going to do? You know exactly what we're going to do. We're setting the fucking buzzsaw back up.
Affirmative. Covering now.
Scanning.
We're going to keep letting them run into it.
Scanning.
If they want to take the chances, we're happy to let them. We'll even put Chris Brown on Overwatch for no fucking reason.
I've got my eyes on.
Ah, they're coming at us from a different path. So clearly the alien's capable of learning. Nicki Minaj. Oh, yes, that was big. Monstrous damage, Nicki. Fantastically done. Nicki's heat ammo doing some fine fucking work for us right there. El Tigre gonna take a little poke as well. Johnny Mechtoid is feeling the hurt. 19 damage on his little advancing run, and we're not done yet. The drawback to this situation, however, you can't win them all, Nikki, that's fine. But the drawback to this situation is the aliens are cleverly using what resources they have available. As you can see, they're drawing out all of our Overwatch with the Mechtoid, and he's the guy who can take the hit. This is going to allow his Muton Elite friends to advance sort of unhindered on us. Yeah, this guy's that's exactly what he's trying to do, is just pull every single chunk of Overwatch he can pull. And so far, he's done it, because I think he got everybody but Sean Penn. Clever girl. And now he's getting side shielded? That's exactly what he's getting. Alright then, well played, aliens. I gotta give you credit on that one. That was, that's pretty clever. Pretty clever. Good use of company resources, aliens. Can't fault your strategy. And while I can't fault your strategy, I mean, it was a good idea. I can't fault it, but I can counter it. And I'm going to do exactly that. So you get a nice proximity mine, and if Kristen Stewart can hit your ass with a grenade, she's going to hit your ass with a grenade. Well, close enough. It'll set off the proximity mine. The grenade itself is not going to do amazing damage, but it will set this off. Well, that did not do nearly as much damage as I was hoping it would do. Alright, we're going to have to change tactics very slightly. The aliens have come up with a good plan for us here, and we're going to have to make them pay for it. So, Jaden, you got to hit this panic, my friend. Alright, nicely done. You know, probably rather than have Kristen Stewart throw a grenade, we should have just had her panic that guy, and then when he ran, made him set off the proximity mine in that fashion. Would have very likely been a much better outcome for us. Oh, come on, Chris Brown, are you kidding me right now?
On the move.
I hate Chris Brown.
Ready
Nikki's
to
got to
engage.
reload, which is unfortunate. I think the aliens are just trying to sort of whittle us down in the ammunition department
I'm on the move.
until we're completely out of ammo and they can sort of advance on our position with no fear of Overwatch.
Watch. Aye, aye.
Got it covered.
They can't do that to Sean Penn, though, because Sean Penn can reload and Overwatch on the same turn. He's got that going for him. Yeah, you just keep mind fraying your little panicked buddy there. This is not good. This is not good at all. Jaden Smith could be in a very, very dangerous spot right here.
I'll need a resupply soon.
Okay, somebody, you gotta back him up. Sean Penn, this is you. We need this. Not enough, Sean. Not enough. You gotta do better. Come on, somebody. Sean Penn, get it done. God damn it. Oh, we have a very interesting opportunity here. That guy double moved, which means he's not shooting. He's also at 3 health, which means Jaden Smith could, Jaden Smith can do some naughty stuff to him with a cat. Oh, these guys have clustered themselves up.
They're on the move.
They've muddied their own plans, folks. They really have. I don't know what this guy's doing. Are you suppressing? Yeah, that's exactly what you're doing. Okay, we've just got to figure out how to make this work then. The aliens have kind of set us up. Well, they've set us up in 2 ways, though, and it's worth mentioning what they've done here. They're going to force us to commit and kill these guys. I mean, that's an absolute. But what they've done, we may not be able to go for the capture simply because They have so much total aggregate health that we have to go for the kills. And we're not going to have opportunities to try and initiate captures because we'll just need everybody doing damage to make sure that someone doesn't get their faces exploded by a chunk of alien plasma. Kristen Stewart, we're just going to double check because we want to make sure this is not a battle scanner, but is in fact a grenade that you're about to throw. And also that you don't bounce it off the tree you're currently using for cover. I mean, Kristen Stewart, I can tell you right now, you are not going on the temple ship. You are too prone to doing damage to yourself. It's simply too risky for us to consider taking you on the temple ship. Captures are still a thing that could happen. Chris Brown, is that going to kill him? Yes. That won't, though. Take that shot, Chris Brown. God damn you, Chris Brown. Look at that. Even when Chris Brown fucking succeeds, he fucking fails. I hate you so much, Chris Brown. I really do. Yeah, that's a kill shot, so we can't do that. Alright, I'm gonna do this. I don't like this plan at all, but it has to be done. If we're gonna try and capture this Mutant Elite, and we really want to capture a Mutant Elite, because we very badly need one, this is the only way we can do a minimum enough amount of damage to get this guy. I would love to keep our Electropulse on or off cooldown, but if we want to capture, that's the only way to make it happen. Alright, Nikki can only see... Alright, the thing we don't want to shoot at. I want somebody to kill that sectoid. That's what I want. Nikki, we need you to do this. 241%. Come on, Nicki Minaj. You only got to get a little lucky. That's my girl! Ah, yes. If only Nicki Minaj was my girl. If only. Seriously, and I mean that. If Nicki Minaj was my girl, I'd be quite happy. Not because I'm a fan of her music or per se her personality or talent, but you can say what you want. Nicki Minaj would be a damn fine sugar mama, and I would totally take that shit. Yeah, Nicki takes care of me. I'm a house husband, and I'm totally cool with that. There's no shame in that at all. Nicki Minaj is my woman, and she takes care of me.
Heading to that location.
I would do that. But, you know, yeah, I would. Somebody please capture this bastard.
99.
Booyah! That's a potential Plasma Dragon Force, folks. That weapon acquisition there is, that's no small thing. Our friendly neighborhood Mechtoid, of course, is still panicked. So, I gotta say, this mission has come up pretty goddamn aces for us here at the end. Sean Penn's gonna kill this chump. Yeah, there we go. Sean Penn with a quick double tap to the head, gonna put him out of action. Bap, bap. And Mr. Mechtoid is down. Still more enemies, however. I have to assume that the only thing left then is a command pod. There weren't that many total aliens on this mission. It's got to be just the command pod left.
That's affirmative.
So let's position ourselves, get everybody reloaded, get ready to encounter the command pod. We want to be in tip-top fighting shape when we make that happen. Miley, that's not exactly the safest spot in the universe, but I'll allow it for now. Okay, Stu, advance to there, get some reload on you. Kristen Stewart actually remarkably low on ammo from all the shots she missed on Overwatch. Jaden, let's just get you in the corner of safety. You can spread out a little distortion field for us.
Oh, yeah.
Reload as well. Tiger Woods, you don't even need to move, just reload. Sean Penn, you can reload and get a little emergency Overwatch. Drake, reloading as well. Alright. So everyone has refit. They're ready. Back in action. We're going at it. It's like Expendables 3. We're going in one more time. And in all honesty, one more time than we should have gone in, because fucking that movie was trash.
I'm on my way.
Let's see what we can do. El Tigre, get up there, buddy. Alright, well, El Tigre has already spotted him. So El Tigre wasting no time and bringing the fight to the enemy. Oh, I do not like this at all. El Tigre is very vulnerable to mind control. He is in a not good position. I don't think we're going to be able to panic a
Yes, Commander.
sectoid commander. I sincerely don't think that's even on the menu of something that we would consider possible. We could do some interesting stuff, though. That's not to say we're out of options. We've got a few tricks we can pull here, and Kristen Stewart is actually going to be instrumental to one of those tricks. Here's what we're going to do. Hey, Stu? Oh, come on. We need like another 1.5 feet out of this grenade, Kristen. It's not actually going to destroy their cover, is it? Nope. Those may be indestructible walls. Those may be load-bearing walls. This also puts her down. You know what? Throw it anyway, K-Stu. Let's see if we can bring them down. If we can bring those walls down, that'll be a... She banked it off the dead Muton. Did you see that? That was some kind of amazing trick shot. She banked it off the dead Muton and threw him out into cover. And Kristen Stewart has done exactly what we needed Kristen Stewart to do. She's opened up a lane of fire for us here. Got 276 percentage. Well, if we're going to do the rapid fire, let's do it on the guy who's less injured. Here we go. Sean Penn hit 1 and a critical. Sean Penn hit 2. Bap bap, says Sean Penn. I'm dead, says the enemy. This guy is... oh, he's a problem. I really don't want Tiger Woods mind controlled. I really don't. Tiger Woods has an enormous number of targets. 70%, that's not going to net a kill. 28%, also not going to net a kill. The strange as this may sound, I think our best bet here is to have LT Gray throw a proximity mine at the sectoid commander to just try and keep him from moving.
Proximity mine.
We're not going to be able to set that off. We just want to lock those guys in place as best we can. Now, our other problematic unit here is Drake, because Drake is likewise very vulnerable to the mind control. I think we may have to take a dash with Miley Cyrus. Furthermore, when we dash with Miley, I think we may have to have a run and gun. This is a pretty risky move right here, in all honesty. This is one of the more suicidal things that I have done lately. But we're going to take advantage of these corners of doom, and that nothing should be able to see Miley from that position without coming in and getting the shit overwatched out of it. So we're going to put Miley there and on Overwatch. I'd like to try and take advantage of that same thing with Jaden Smith, if at all possible. I don't think Jaden's got the foot speed to get him there, though. Nikki, is there anywhere you could take cover? Not really. Nikki could potentially take cover behind a deceased guy, but that seems like a terrible idea. Or we could put her in some half cover, which wouldn't be a terrible idea if we could get someone with a distortion field up there to provide some support. Chris Brown's got nothing. Literally nothing. You know what? Chris Brown does have something. It's going to be the Chris Brown-Nicki Minaj. Once again, they're back together, folks. They're collaborating like nobody's business. Nikki and Chris back together again. And it feels so good. They're just like the Captain and Tennille.
All an ass.
They're reunited, and it feels so good. We're going to make these units just fucking impossible to hit. That's going to be our goal. We're going to make them absolutely impossible to hit. Between a distortion field, the cover, and Chris Brown's patented ganja smoke grenade here, ain't nobody going to hit any of these guys with a bullet. Psychic powers, of course, entirely different story, but that's why we did what we did with little Miley Cyrus. Because that way, if one of those guys comes in and throws some mind control at us, Miley Cyrus will run straight back at him and fug him up. I would really like Drake to be in a position to perform a similar duty, actually. I said duty. I'm trying to figure out how far back we would need Drake to be out of sectoid mind control range, but still able to dash in and deliver some damage if the need arises. I'm going to put him right here. I really don't like the fact that that's a dash. Probably should have shorted it, ran him just to the blue line, and then ran it instead of doing it in one go. But we got very lucky. Alright, let's see what Team Aliens got for us. This is their final pod. They're kicking and screaming at this point. Not a mind control. I'm very surprised by that. What do you got? Mind control? This is a mind control. And it worked.
Kill them all.
Is that Jaden Smith? I think that's Jaden Smith. Yeah, so Jaden is mind controlled. That guy fell back into a proximity mine, which is one of the stranger things I've seen recently.
Incoming fire.
Everybody's going to shoot at Nicki Minaj. Nope, that guy's just going to set it off for us. Well, thanks for making our job considerably easier, sir. I appreciate the help. He's going to heal 3. He's going to heal 3. That guy's going to heal more than 3. Yeah. So, enemy has... What's going on? Is there another pod back there? Oh, I hope there's not another pod back there. That would be a very, very dangerous thing. Alright, Nikki, yeah, please, just plug Jaden Smith point blank with a fucking rapid fire tap from your heavy weapon. That'd be exactly what we need in this situation, Nikki. I do need you to hit this guy. I can't tell if that hit. I'm pretty sure it did not. No, it hit. It just didn't show a damage tack. Okay. Well, Jaden Smith does not have... yeah, I know the only guy you can see is Jaden. Alright, it's going to be proximity mine once again for Tiger. We've got to focus this guy down. We've got to get him to the point where he's damaged enough that we can finish him off. We got to free Jaden Smith from the mind control. We always knew Jaden was a vulnerability. Jaden's willpower, frankly, it's abysmal. That's not... It's not entirely Jaden's fault, though. His willpower is abysmal, but it's abysmal for a very specific reason. And that very specific reason is we've gotten Jaden critically wounded like 8 times. Also, I'm very glad we came with 9 grenades instead of the 6 I originally thought about bringing, because we're going to need every single one of them here. We're going to be using every one. Kristen Stewart's down to 1 grenade. But that's Jaden Smith, no longer mind-controlled.
Eyes on target.
Jaden's mind is free, ladies and gentlemen. The shock trooper will not be contained. He will not be controlled, nor will he be denied. Vengeance belongs to Jaden Smith. This is for fucking Willow.
Taken care of.
You miserable alien bastards. You know, nobody does that to Willow Smith and gets away with it. Nobody. I don't care who you are.
Okay.
Unless you're Jaden Smith. He's the only one who gets away with, you know, picking on his sister. Nobody else gets to pick on his sister, just Jaden. Also, could you please eradicate this man, Drake? Yes, you can. Thank you. 2 in the dome, says Drake, and then shoots him once in the dome and gives up. We'll take it. We'll take it.
Enemy destroyed.
Chris Brown, just go on Overwatch. I don't really have anything more useful for you to do. Miley, yeah, Cyrus, why don't you move up into this half cover, and then you can go on Overwatch.
Moving to Overwatch.
There is still at least one outsider somewhere running around. I mean, there's one guy lurking in the wings, taking a poke at Drake. Nope, shooting at Miley. And missing.
There's heavy fire in this zone.
There's fire. I wouldn't say it's heavy fire, Miley. It was one outsider. Come on. Settle down. You're not in any kind of trouble, Miley. I mean, I know we had that talk about how your mother and I are a little upset with you lately, but you're not actually in trouble, Miley. I mean, we love you, and we want you to succeed and be happy and healthy, and we just want what's best for you. It's just, we just want to talk to your mother and I. We don't, you know, you're not in trouble. We're not going to punish you. You didn't do anything wrong. Drake apparently has an enemy towards the Eastern Pine there because he just fucking straight up took one out a mile away, avoiding the much closer enemy in favor of destroying a tree. Jaden Smith hates the environment, or rather Drake, confirmed, Drake hates the environment.
I'm on the move.
We're gonna move Miley a single time, see what her hit percentage is like, real bad. Probably gonna put her on Overwatch. Or we could destroy that guy's cover with an LT Gray grenade. It's not out of the question. It's never out of the question with me. I like to destroy cover. I very much don't like it when the aliens do it to me, which they do occasionally do, and irritates the fuck out of me. Come on, Tiger. Get this targeted in. So, like, there is about as good as we're going to do. That's fine. Mostly we're interested in the cover destruction here. Which we did not get. So that was a completely wasted turn, in effect.
On it.
Can't help but notice that Jaden Smith is standing up and not in any kind of cover.
I'm on it.
Jaden, what's up with that, buddy? You know what? Let's take Jaden Smith to the roof.
Dodger.
He's not going to be in any kind of cover on the roof, but he's also not going to be, you know, visible or seeable. And if we need him to, then he can pop out next turn and throw a little panic at our enemies for us. I have a feeling that we're going to get shot at least once more,
To position.
which means Kristen Stewart has got to get herself into some sort of cover. Nikki, why don't you just go on Overwatch? That way, if this guy comes forward, we've sort of got him pinned down. You know what, K-Stu? Why don't you go over here?
Got it.
That should be 100% safe. That guy would have to move through every single chunk of Overwatch we've got to get to you, and I don't think he's got the suit. He's just gonna... That.
Incoming weapons fire.
This guy, apparently, he's just got a suicide wish. He wants to die. And, you know... It's a terrible thing. If you're thinking of suicide, please don't. Seek help. But since this guy is, he's adamant, and he is a foe of humanity, I think in this case, we're gonna oblige him without guilt. Normally, this is the kind of thing that would make me feel quite bad, but, not today. Not today. Goodbye, Mr. Outsider. You're a dickhead, and nobody's gonna be sad to see you go. Drake, again, taking his aggressions out on the nearby pine trees. Not satisfied with harming the enemy is Drake.
Heading to that location.
He wants to fucking punish the environment. Drake, I'm telling you, Drake, the guy is not an environmentalist. Drake hates the environment. Fucking confirmed, folks. Drake does not like oxygen. He wants everyone to suffocate. He did get some free EXP for Jaden Smith, though, so we got that going for us. Miley, yeah, Cyrus is just going to finish this jump off, then. This should be end of mission. Miley? There we go. Boink!
Mission accomplished.
Miley Cyrus getting shit done, and Operation Bleeding Gaze is successful. For certain values of success, I suppose. I mean, really, it didn't get us anything. We're going to get some stuff, and that, I mean, we got Psychic EXP for Jaden Smith. That's the best thing we can say we gained from this mission. Sure, we probably decreased panic in Nigeria some, I think, but all in all, the only thing we really need is Psychic EXP for troopers who weren't on the mission, so it's hard to feel really good about it, despite the fact that as far as a large UFO assault went, that was pretty damn textbook.
Put up more of a fight. They didn't look so tough this time around.
Yeah, you clearly weren't watching, Bradford, or you were just drunk, which, I mean, you're always drunk, so I suppose that goes without saying. I really probably shouldn't have mentioned it. Fantastic mission, though, and on the plus side, you know what? I take it back. We did get one positive thing out of this. We picked up an alien heavy weapon. This is the most useful thing we got out of that mission, and it's not even a contest. This is hands down the most useful thing we got. That being said, I'm actually quite excited to have that. I'm going to immediately go build it into something. We also picked up 41 Illyrium, some alloys, weapon fragments, a bunch of other shit we don't necessarily need. So let's head up to the gray market first of things. We'll get rid of their junk. Where's the junk? So that we can get rid of the junk. The only true question now is, what do we do with that? Do we make the heavy plasma weapon for our infantry unit? Or, alternatively, do we make a particle cannon? Because we could do either one. It's, this is actually a fairly tough decision for us. I would very much like a particle cannon, I really would. We could build more plasma cannons as well. Might also consider doing that. This is what we're looking at, though, the particle cannon. Oh. It's very tempting. We always have a mech trooper on every mission. That's the thing. This is the reason why I'm having a debate. We always have at least one mech trooper on every single mission. We don't always have a non-mobility gunner. That's the other thing. We don't always have like a Joss Whedon or a Megan Fox. But if we build it into the heavy plasma weapon, then we do have the potential for deploying Megan Fox and Joss Whedons if we need them. And I very much still like the stationary heavy weapons trooper. I still am quite fond of that build. We just haven't had a weapon to sort of send them into the mix with lately. This is a tough decision. You know what? I'm going for the particle cannon. And for just the reason I just mentioned. I think the particle cannon is the right choice, strictly because we deploy a mech trooper every single mission. Every single one, we're sending at least one mech trooper. So this is the right choice. The next one we get, though, if we get another alien heavy weapon, that next one is absolutely going to be made into a plasma dragon. No doubt. No doubt. Alright, then. Well, so we did manage to scrounge out a high note out of this completely, what should have otherwise been a completely useless mission. We still managed to bring something positive, so never let it be said that every cloud doesn't have a silver lining, because, you know, clearly silver lining in this cloud, and a sample size of 1, statistically, I find is valid in most cases. It's, you never need to check more than one thing. Statistics is, yeah, it's just wrong when they say you need big sample sizes. A sample size of 1 is enough to get it done. Mostly because it rhymes. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. Of course, if you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comments section. Your support really does mean a lot to us. And if you'd like to see more daily XCOM, consider subscribing as well. We'll see you again soon.